Imagine stepping into a world where clothes are not just optional, they're unnecessary. Where ceremonies begin not with garments and gold, but with bare skin and ancestral chants echoing through the trees. A place where being naked isn't taboo, it's tradition. In this remote African village, nudity isn't a sign of rebellion. It's a sacred expression of culture, identity, and freedom. But how did this come to be? And what truly happens during these naked ceremonies? Stick around, because what you're about to discover will challenge everything you thought you knew about modesty, respect, and what it means to be free. The mysterious village. Hidden deep in the lush jungles of Central Africa lies a village untouched by time. Here, among mud huts, vibrant body paint, and echoing drumbeats, a centuries-old way of life continues to flourish. This is not a fantasy or a lost world, it's a living culture where clothing has never been a requirement. Children play joyfully under the sun without shame. Elders walk with dignity, their bodies marked with sacred patterns painted from crushed berries and earth clay. Women dance topless with grace, proud of their traditions and unashamed of their bodies. In this place, nudity isn't erotic. It's elemental. So why does this village hold such a firm grip on the idea of naked celebration? The answer lies in their rituals, ceremonies older than any written language. Origins of the ceremony. Long before borders, colonization, or religion, the ancestors of this tribe believed that the earth had given them everything: food, water, shelter, and life. To return to the earth in celebration, they removed everything artificial, starting with clothing. They believed true connection could only be achieved when nothing separated them from nature, from each other, and from the divine. The naked ceremonies began as offerings to their gods of fertility, rain, and harvest. They would paint their bodies with symbols passed down through generations, each mark telling a story of who they are and where they came from. To them, nakedness wasn't exposure. It was revelation. And these ceremonies? They're not held in secrecy. They're public events filled with rhythm, movement, and energy. But what actually happens during these rituals? The ritual itself. It starts at sunset. As the jungle sky turns orange and red, villagers gather around a central fire. There are no clothes, only beaded jewelry, intricate body paint, and the scent of burning herbs. The elders begin to chant. Drums beat like thunder. Children join hands. Women lead dances that symbolize the cycle of life, birth, and transformation. Everyone participates. The ritual isn't just for the young or old, it belongs to the entire village. As the ceremony intensifies, the chants grow louder. The fire glows brighter. The naked bodies shimmer with sweat and sacred dust. But just when you think you've seen it all, the ceremony shifts. At midnight, the most powerful part begins, the silence. The drums stop. The chants fade. And in total stillness, the villagers sit in circles, connecting soul to soul, body to body, without shame or filter. It's here, in this raw silence, that they believe true communion happens. How outsiders react. Tourists and anthropologists who witness this ritual for the first time often describe it as uncomfortable, shocking, and unexpectedly beautiful. Some are taken aback. Conditioned by modern norms, they expect to feel shame or embarrassment. Instead, many report feeling humbled, even liberated. One traveler said, "I came expecting a spectacle. I left feeling like I was the one who had been hiding." Others struggle. They see nudity and instantly think of sex, sin, or scandal. But for the villagers, these ceremonies have nothing to do with seduction and everything to do with celebration, cultural significance, and identity. To understand these people, you must let go of what you think you know about modesty. In their world, the body is not shameful. It's sacred. It carries stories, survival, strength. Clothes, to them, are not modesty, they're masks. Their nudity is about honesty. It's about showing the scars, the birthmarks, the shape of aging and the youth of tomorrow. They believe when you see each other completely, without armor, you create a bond no words can match. They don't laugh at outsiders. They don't judge our clothes. But they do wonder, How did we get so disconnected from our natural selves? The deeper truth. These naked ceremonies are more than tradition. They are protest. A quiet, powerful rebellion against colonization, shame, and erasure. They remind us that we were born without shame, that bodies weren't meant to be hidden or hated, that our identity runs deeper than fabric. In a world obsessed with appearances, this village shows us a radical kind of freedom. The freedom to be seen as you truly are. And perhaps that's the real shock, not their nakedness, but the question they force us to ask. What are we so afraid of being seen? In this particular village, the ceremony dates back hundreds of years and is believed to cleanse the community of bad luck, bring blessings for the harvest, and strengthen social bonds. Participants, often men from the village, undergo various rituals before the event, including fasting, prayer, or even silence for a number of days. These preparations are meant to purify both body and spirit. The actual ceremony takes place in a sacred location, often a shrine or natural setting, and is overseen by elders or spiritual leaders. While nudity is part of the ritual, it's not viewed in a sexualized way. Instead, it symbolizes vulnerability, honesty, and unity with the spiritual world. Cameras and outsiders are usually restricted, and filming is only allowed with strict permission to protect the integrity of the ceremony and the dignity of the participants. It's a time for reflection, for honoring ancestors, and for reaffirming the values of the community. What makes this tradition especially meaningful is the sense of unity it fosters within the community. Everyone, from elders to younger generations, plays a role in the preparation. Women often contribute by crafting ceremonial decorations, preparing food, and singing traditional songs that are passed down through generations. The entire event becomes a communal experience, where culture is not just observed but actively lived. Anthropologists who have studied the ceremony emphasize the importance of understanding such practices within their cultural context. To outsiders, it might appear unusual, but within the community, it's a revered and solemn practice. The nudity involved is ceremonial, not personal. It's about shedding the layers of the outside world and returning to a more spiritual state of being. Moreover, such ceremonies are often tied to agricultural cycles or seasonal changes. In many cultures, these rituals are believed to influence natural forces, ensuring rainfall, fertility of the land, or general well-being. The timing of the ceremony is often based on the lunar calendar or other traditional systems of timekeeping that have been maintained for generations. Respect for nature is another central theme. Participants often engage with elements like water, fire, or earth as part of the ritual process. This highlights the deep ecological knowledge embedded in many indigenous practices, reminding us of a time when human life was more closely aligned with the rhythms of nature. In recent years, there's been growing interest in preserving these cultural traditions, especially as younger generations move to urban areas or adopt more modern lifestyles. Some community leaders have started to document the ceremonies, not to commercialize them, but to ensure they are remembered and respected by future generations. So now I ask you, would you ever attend a naked ceremony like this? Could you drop your layers, your judgments, and be fully seen? If this story opened your eyes or challenged your perspective, give this video a like. Share it with someone who needs to understand the real meaning of freedom. And drop a comment below. Freedom is truth. If you made it to the end. For more untold stories, tribal traditions, and curiosity-driven documentaries, hit that subscribe button. This journey has only just begun.